Hey, today I thought I'd have a quick talk through our sort of feeding regime and what we feed the horses on a sort of regular routine basis. Now, in the winter when they're on downtime, the horses would just be getting some chaff, and then as they build up and a balancer, and as they build up, obviously they're burning more calories, so we need to replace them with our sort of levels of ration in our feeds. Now we have a real basic feed-in sort of plan, because I think if you keep it simple, it's much easier to target the areas that you think you're lacking, whether that's sort of weight loss and you want to put weight gain on, or vice versa, or energy levels, or actually just the horse feeling comfortable in its sort of dietary system. Because you've got to remember, if the horse is not comfortable in its dietary system, one, it's probably not going to get all the goodness out of the feed that you're putting in, and two, if it's uncomfortable in its tummy, you get other issues with them, like it's feeling sort of girthy, not so willing to move forward, etc., like you would if you had a sort of ill tummy. So that's really important to keep an eye on as well. So our main base of feed is Dengi Alpha oil. The oil is a great form of slow release, like calorific energy, so that'll keep a great shine on the coat, good condition, and it will give the horses quite a lot of energy, and again it's slow release, so you don't get that sort of burst in temperament. So that's our base, and this is the alfalfa oil, nice big scoops. It's really good for their tummies and dietary systems anyway. Sometimes we'll feed this maybe half an hour before the horses would actually go into like stressful workplace, like even into a competition. Half a scoop of this, it will lie on top of the stomach acid, and when the horse is sort of jumping around or a little bit excitable, it prevents that stomach acid from splashing and causing what we would see as like lesions, ulcers in the tummy, which again are quite uncomfortable. So alfalfa oil is the base to all of our feeds. Then we have the Red Mills Grow Care. So Red Mills Grow Care, sometimes you'll have a little measuring cup like this. So we've got different size scoops for everything. So it's ease. Remember, we're providing like 20 horses with feed all in one go. So you don't want to be having to sort of think, is that half a scoop? Is that a quarter scoop? So we have scoop sizes for everything. So it's much easier for the staff and for us to manage. So the Grow Care, this is the balancer. Now this is like a vitamin mineral supplement that we would take for ourselves. So this is great. This just makes sure the horses, again, anything that might be lacking, say in your grazing or your forage, or just in themselves in general. So this is a great start. So that's your Red Mills Grow Care. And then if we feel that the horses need more calories in their diet for energy and stuff, we would feed the Red Mills Horse Care 10 or Horse Care Ultra. Now Horse Care Ultra has lower starch. Horse Care 10% sort of protein levels, and Horse Care Ultra even lower again. The lower the starch is much better for horses that maybe suffer with sort of tying up, stress problems and things like that. So you want to keep that down. Again, a great form of like slow release energy. So that's pretty much the basis of it. If we want to pack a little bit of weight on the horses, say they've got really fit for a 3-day, they're cantering a lot, we want to keep the condition on, because remember, it's 3-day eventing, or we're jumping several days on the trot, so it's about recovery. So we want the horses to have plenty of sort of covering, feeling well in themselves, so they can recover for the next day. So we would maybe sometimes just feed a soya. It's just add into the feed, and that's really sort of cheap but effective. Again, Red Mills supply that for us, and it's great just to sort of pack on that little bit of extra condition. Lots and lots of water in the feed. Don't want the horses having dry chaff and stuff, and also helps to keep them really hydrated. So after we do that, we then have a feed board for each individual horse and their supplements. Okay, here's our feed chart. It's a simple spreadsheet. We do it on a dry whiteboard, so if we need to make any alterations, they're dead simple, dead easy. Like I say, it's nice with our simple, very few different feeds, but which are very effective, but we can make small alterations if necessary. For the staff, it's really easy. It doesn't matter which member of staff comes in; they just follow the spreadsheet, and I come in and I monitor that on a sort of like regular basis, whether that's sort of weekly or if a horse is actually building up to a competition, and I will go on by feel, a little bit of my gut instinct, what I'm seeing in the horse and what I'm feeling in its sort of performance, etc. So that's dead easy. And then we have our supplements. Now all the horses get plenty of extra oil in their feed. I've said earlier, oil is a great slow release calorific energy, so great for their oil, great for their systems and everything. And then we have lots of extra things. One of my favorites is Protexin acides. Again, ulcers for competition horses, they're exceptionally prone to it. They're very, very fit a lot of the time, and they're going into quite sort of high stressed environments. Not that we want them to be stressed, but they do that. So that can affect them and encourage the horses to develop ulcers. So acides is great because it's a great way of managing that. Good for their tummies. While we're on Protexin, Cozy Quinn that Protexin do is great for the horses' sort of joints, etc., etc. So, you know, some of the horses that might be a little bit older or are running quite hard, you know, so they're going over big courses, big jumps, lots of strain on their joints. So prevention is better than cure. So we would add that. Electrolytes. I'm sure people have heard of electrolytes. We do have a couple of horses on specific electrolytes, but our main electrolyte that we would feed, you can see the size of the tub because we have a lot of horses, especially when the weather's hot or they're in hard work and they're sweating. You need to replace all those salts and minerals. So we've got an Equus salts is called from Foreign. Really important, you know, don't underestimate if the horses are dehydrated or lacking in those important salts from the electrolytes. They can feel quite lethargic, so you know, really important. Oil, like I said, Kentucky Karen oil. It is a specific oil because it has better sort of benefits from it. You can feed a more regular oil, maybe cheaper oil, but you know, we've got sort of sensitive sport horses, so we want the best, so that's what we have. And then Better for Hooves is our choice of hoof supplements. So if we have any horses which have maybe more fragile hooves or they don't grow as much hoof as some of the other ones, and we want to encourage better growth and stronger horn for, I'm also a farrier, so I know how important this is, helping the horses stay comfortable in their feet, soundness and all that sort of stuff is really important to the longevity of their careers and their performances. So hey everybody from the Camouflage Syndicate, I just thought I'd specifically say about Rufus. At the moment, again, we're just coming out of the winter at this specific time. Rufus here is on a scoop of Alpha A, half a scoop of Grow Care, and he's on 2 feeds a day. And this is how the simple sort of spreadsheet would work. And then all over here are the supplements. So all horses are on the acides, all horses have a pump of oil in each feed, this is. And they have their salts, half a scoop in each feed, 1 scoop PM if they're competing. So if they've gone to the gallops or done that strenuous exercise, we up that load. So that's the standard thing that we'll be doing, and all the staff know that. And here, as you go along, there's more specific horses which are on those more specific supplements. But that's generally what Rufus is getting at the moment. As Rufus starts to build to the competition season, you would probably find that he'd be getting some of this horse care, and this would start to be filled up. So this is per feed, and this is the number of feeds they get. So it's very easy to follow, and then obviously less mistakes are made, which is really important, consistency, etc. And an important thing to say is we're building this on an ad lib amount of hay. The horses have steamed hay, and this feed is built on top of that.